Milton, what can I do in order to study in Finland? This is a question I received from somebody. I have replied the person, but I want to drop it here because I keep getting questions like this on a daily basis. So if you want to study in Finland, first of all, plan is very important. Like, you have to plan, okay? Secondly, you need to know how much is your budget, which is part of the plan. Now, when you have your budget, because if you don't know, you need at least, as a single person, if you want to apply for a residence permit to Finland as an individual, you yourself alone, you need 6,720 euros in your own personal bank account. Please, in your own personal bank account. Now, when you already know this, what do you need to do? You look at the application timeline. For Finland, application usually opens, like the big application is usually open from January 4th to like January 19th. So you have to take a look at this. Now, for you to know when the application is open, you don't wait till the moment to start gathering your documents. You have to know what you want to apply for now. You do your research. Then, when it's January 19, you launch your application immediately. But before you apply again, I will advise you, make sure you check the requirements, make sure you check the tuition fee, make sure you check when is the interview, because there is an interview for the exam for Finland, okay? Now, when you check all of this, you now launch your application. It's going to take some time, and the admissions team is going to respond to you. If it's positive, you will then be invited for the interview, okay, to do the interview. If your interview is positive, you are going to get an offer letter. Remember, Finland is not that quite cheap. Remember, you can immigrate to Finland with your spouse and your family. Remember, if you are saying that you have 6,720 euros in your personal bank account, then you should be able to explain how you got that money in there. Okay, you need to prove all of this. So now documentations have to come in. So until you put all of this together, that is when you can apply for a residence permit and you move to Finland. Remember, for you to show, you can still have a sponsor to study in Finland, but now it depends on you and what you want to do. You may still be your own personal sponsor. It still depends on you. Okay, so this is how you can study in Finland. Know what you want to study, know when the application is starting, do the application, go for interview, get an offer letter, pay the tuition deposit, then you apply for visa. But first, research is very important. This is what I always tell people. Research is very important. Please share this video if you find the video interesting. Follow our other Facebook page and watch more detailed videos on our YouTube channel. And if you think that you need a one-on-one consultation with me, please book from the comment section. Just let me know you want to book it, then I'm going to give you the booking details. This is not free, okay? So to everybody who wants to study abroad, keep going. If your intention is to do business back home, do your business. If your intention is to travel, travel with immediate effect. Don't let anybody deceive you, okay? Your degree out there would be more recognized than in your home country if you do not have somebody to hold your hand. The choice is yours. I am just a messenger. So if you are not following the channel, please make sure you follow. This is it up here. However, this video is to answer two questions. The very first one is, Milton, how can I study in Malta? First of all, make Google your friend. This is always my answer. Make Google your friend. The first thing you need to do is, since you want to study in Malta, you need to use Google. From there, Google is going to tell you the school in which you want to study. All you need to do is to type list of universities in Malta. You check what they have. What are you checking? You are checking the course you want to study. Remember, the course you are studying should be a course related to your past education. Now, also remember that in Malta, you can study a diploma, you can study a bachelor's, you can study a master's and a PhD. Diplomas sometimes end maybe 8 months. Bachelor sometimes go 2-3 years, and master's degree 2 years, some even 1.5. So it depends. Now, when you check the program, you need to check the tuition fee. Very, very important. When you check the tuition fee, you need to check how much you need to pay first of all. The emails of the school will always be there, so you can send an email to them to verify how much you have to pay when you gain admissions. Now, when you know all of these things, you check the application process. Now it's time for you to apply for a program. Remember, they might be asking for an application fee. That shouldn't be a problem. You pay the fee, then it takes time. Some schools in Malta will take maximum 1 week, 2 weeks to get back to you. And remember, when they get back to you now, you need to make a deposit. Now, in this case, if you don't have all the money, you can reach out to them and tell them you do not have all the money, and you pay what you have. If at all they accept to collect the amount you have, then from there, you will now need to prepare for the application proper. That's the Schengen sticker application. Remember that when you are preparing for this sticker, there are a list of documents you need to submit to your school. And most of the time, you need to submit the documents to your school, and your school is going to transfer the documents. The school is transferring the documents to who? There is a body, they call the body Identity Malta. Now, in most countries in Africa, there is no Maltese embassy. I call them Malta. Some people call it Malta. Forget about the shape of my mouth. So, in case you don't have the embassy, ask your school where you are going to do the visa application. Remember, you have to pay the embassy fee, the visa fee to your university. Okay, so you need to ask them all these details. They are going to collect your documents, then collect the fee from you, then send your details to Identity Malta. Then Identity Malta is going to send a message to you to send some documents to them. In case there is anything lacking, they will communicate with you. Then after that, they will send your details to you. They will probably ask you to send your passport, or they will ask you to scan all the pages of your passport. It depends on which method they are using. I'm going to drop more videos on my YouTube channel, so please follow all the details. But moving to Malta is not really complicated if and only if you have the money. And again, planning is very, very important. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share the video if you wish, if you think it's important, or if you intend to send your wife or husband to study in Canada. This is a secret I want to reveal to you. A lot of people have been asking me this, and it's better I comment here. If you want to sponsor your wife in Canada to study, I don't want to talk about kids now. I want to talk about your wife. Make sure as the husband, you are the sponsor. Yes, you can get your father, your wife's father, your wife's mother, your wife's brother or sister can still step in this case. But in as much as your wife is married to you, the best person to do the sponsorship is you, the husband. Or if you are the one, or if it's your husband going to study in Canada and you guys are at the point of applying for the visa, the best person to do the sponsorship, like to prove that who is going to stand in for proof of funds, the proof of funds details should come from the wife or the husband, or vice versa, depending on the case. You understand? The reason is because this is common sense. Remember, sometimes visas are not rejected because of negligence. It's because of common sense. Now, let's look at it this way. Remember, when you want to study in Canada, your father, your mother, your brother or sister, these are the best people, or you yourself, or your husband or wife can sponsor you. Now, let's take, for example, you are already married. Remember, you are telling the Canadian government that you have enough money to study. This is the first part you need to consider, right? Excellent. Now, you are telling them that you are married because definitely you are going to show your marriage certificate. So why are you married and it's your father who wants to sponsor you? The visa officer will first of all ask this question, okay? Even if they don't ask the question, even if they don't reject the visa, but trust me, they are going to ask this question in their brain. Why are you married and your husband is not sponsoring you and you claim that you have enough money? They are going to look at this. Trust me, these people are psychologists. Yeah, Their psychologists, they are going to ask this question and maybe look at other requirements. And if you are not very careful, you may not get the visa. So your husband should be the best person to do your sponsorship for Canada, or your wife should be the best person to sponsor you if you guys are legally married and you are going to show evidence of that. Remember, when you are married, it's not just the marriage certificate you have to present. Marital pictures, court wedding, traditional wedding, all right? Where are the pictures? Attach them. They are very important. They can help you to get the visa. Now, like I said, you have to tell the Canadian government that, or the visa officer, that you have enough money to sponsor yourself in Canada. And in this case, your parents, your brother, your father or sister, they are not the best people. Your visa can still be granted, but let's look at logic here. Logically, you are already married. Remember, these people, when you are already married, they are looking at your family. Your wife is now your responsibility. Your husband is your responsibility. Anything you guys own is under you guys. So they don't look at, maybe they don't consider external family members again. When somebody is your wife, when it's your wife, you take care of your wife. So please always put this into consideration. And again, the worst thing you should even do again is you should try to show that your own bank statement. Let's assume that maybe you get your parents to sponsor you when you are already married, and again your own bank statement or your husband's bank statement or your wife's bank statement is showing smaller amounts of money compared to your parents' bank statement or your father's or brother or sister. It will say a lot of things. They will just say that this couple, they don't have a lot of money. That's why they are bringing their mother or maybe their father or to sponsor them. But again, it is still good because according to the Canada officials, your father, your mother, your brother or sisters are the best people, or yourself, to sponsor you, or your husband or wife. But look at this from a clear angle. It's always good to be the sponsor if you are the wife or the husband of your spouse. You understand? So this is just a little trick I want to share with you. It may work for everybody, but looking at it logically, you are not financially stable. That is why these people want to sponsor you. So guys, you have to put this into consideration and be tactical. Don't go for visa application. They don't use emotions here. They are looking at logic and what they need for approval. I hope you understand. Till we meet.